My stepdaughter-in-law threatened to cut us off from our 2 grandchildren unless we changed our will to include her children. But my son discovered her messages first. I'm Catherine, 62, and I've been married to Edward, 64, for over 35 years. We met in college and have been inseparable since. Life hasn't always been easy, but we've managed every challenge together. Our son, Jonathan, 38, recently married his second wife, Vanessa, 36. Jonathan has 2 children from his first marriage, Chloe, 14, and Noah, 12. They're wonderful kids, and we've been very involved in their lives since the beginning. Vanessa has 2 children from her previous marriage, Caleb, 10, and Grace, 8. Jonathan's first wife, Laura, was a remarkable woman. We saw her as a daughter, not just a daughter-in-law. Shortly after Noah was born, she was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease. Despite her health struggles, she stayed positive and was an amazing mother. Sadly, she passed away 6 years ago from complications. It was a devastating loss, especially for Jonathan and the children. The years after Laura's death were difficult. Jonathan focused on work and caring for the kids, leaving little time for himself. We tried to support him however we could, often staying over to help with the children or bringing them to our home. It was hard to watch our family hurting, but we admired Jonathan's strength and devotion. About 3 years ago, Jonathan began dating again. He was reluctant at first, feeling guilty about moving on, but we encouraged him. That's when he met Vanessa through a mutual friend. When he introduced her, we hoped she would bring happiness back into his life. Vanessa seemed polite, though a bit distant. She didn't try much to connect with us, which we assumed was due to nerves. Her children, however, were more challenging. Caleb often misbehaved at family gatherings, and Grace frequently threw tantrums. We tried to be understanding, thinking they just needed time to adjust. But as the years passed, their behavior remained the same, highlighting the stark difference between them and our well-behaved grandchildren. Over time, Edward and I built up a comfortable level of wealth. Edward worked in banking, while I ran a modest but successful interior design business. We've always lived within our means and invested carefully. Our plan has always been to leave our estate to Jonathan and our grandchildren, Chloe and Noah. We never thought about including Vanessa or her children, as we don't share the same bond with them. Last week, Vanessa asked to meet privately while Jonathan was away on a business trip. We assumed she wanted to discuss his upcoming birthday. We invited her for tea, hoping to connect, but the conversation quickly turned uncomfortable. Vanessa began by saying she overheard a phone call between Jonathan and me about updating our will. It's true. I had called Jonathan about some new property we bought. I was surprised she had been listening, but I didn't comment. She went on to claim that Jonathan was unhappy with our current will and wanted us to include her children in it. According to her, he felt it was unfair to exclude them, but didn't want to seem ungrateful by asking directly. This didn't sound like Jonathan at all. He's always honest and upfront with us. Then came her threat. If we refused, she would limit our access to Chloe and Noah. She insisted this was Jonathan's idea and that he fully supported her. Edward and I were stunned. Jonathan has always been direct with us and never used others to speak for him. The suggestion that he would use his children as leverage was completely unlike him. Still, we didn't want to accuse Vanessa of lying outright, so we told her we'd think it over. The moment she left, we called Jonathan. He was in the middle of a meeting, but stepped out when he heard the panic in our voices. When we explained, he was shocked and angry. He said he never asked for any of this and couldn't believe Vanessa would go behind his back. He asked us to keep Chloe and Noah with us until he got home, and we agreed. The kids were thrilled at first about the extended stay, but now they're asking questions. It's been a week, and things have only escalated. Jonathan has tried to reason with Vanessa, but she refuses to back down. She's given him an ultimatum: convince us to include her children in the will, or choose between her and us. Jonathan is heartbroken, torn between his marriage and his loyalty to us and his children. Edward and I feel terrible about the situation. We never intended for our estate plans to cause conflict. To us, our savings have always been about securing the future for our son and grandchildren, not creating division. Still, we're deeply hurt that Vanessa would try to manipulate us this way. We don't know what to do. Should we stand firm or compromise for the sake of peace? Have we been unfair by not including Vanessa's children in our plans? Or are we right to feel manipulated? Any perspective would be appreciated. Update: 2 weeks have passed since my first post, and I want to thank everyone for their advice and support. Sadly, the situation has worsened. Jonathan is staying with us, along with Chloe and Noah. He even took a leave from work, something he's never done before, just to manage the crisis. That alone shows how serious things have become. He's been trying to resolve things with Vanessa, but she refuses to relent. She continues to demand that we include her children in the will or risk losing contact with our grandchildren. It's now clear this was never Jonathan's idea, but entirely hers. The stress has taken a toll on Jonathan. He's lost weight, struggles to sleep, and is constantly on edge. We've tried to make things easier, cooking his favorite meals and creating a calm environment, but it's obvious he's overwhelmed. The children are feeling it too. Chloe has withdrawn, while Noah has started misbehaving at school for the first time ever. Meanwhile, Vanessa has become more aggressive. She constantly calls and texts Jonathan, alternating between guilt trips and threats. She's also been spreading rumors among their friends that we never accepted her or her kids and are trying to destroy her marriage. This is completely false, but it's weighing heavily on Jonathan. Worse, she's now involving her children. Jonathan says she's been telling Caleb and Grace that we don't love them and don't want them in the family. That kind of manipulation is cruel and damaging. We've encouraged Jonathan to speak with a lawyer, especially regarding custody of Chloe and Noah. Given Vanessa's threats, we fear she'll use them as pawns in this dispute. Jonathan is starting to realize that his marriage may not survive. He admitted that in the past, he overlooked her manipulative behavior just to keep the peace. He even shared an example from early in their relationship. Vanessa pressured him into buying an expensive car they couldn't afford because she wanted to maintain appearances in their neighborhood. He gave in at the time, but looking back, he sees it as the start of a troubling pattern. Jonathan overlooked many signs of manipulation because of his love for Vanessa. We're doing everything possible to support him and the children through this difficult time. We've made it clear that our home will always be open to them, no matter what happens. We set up the guest room for Jonathan and turned the study into a space where the kids can do homework. It's a little crowded, but we're making it work. We're also exploring family counseling to help Chloe and Noah cope with the stress of another possible family disruption. They are still grieving the loss of their mother, and the thought of another major upheaval breaks our hearts. We haven't altered our will and have no intention of doing so. Vanessa's behavior has only strengthened our decision to keep our assets within our immediate family. We're even considering creating a trust specifically for Chloe and Noah to ensure their financial security. Regardless of what happens in Jonathan's marriage, Edward and I have had many conversations about how we reach this point. We sometimes wonder if we could have done more to welcome Vanessa and her children. Did we unintentionally make them feel excluded? But then we think about the family dinners, birthdays, and celebrations we included them in, and how much effort we put into making them part of our lives. It's hard not to feel that no matter what we did, it would never have been enough for Vanessa. This entire ordeal has made us reflect on our own marriage and the values we've tried to instill in our children. Honesty, integrity, and putting family first have always been our guiding principles. Seeing Vanessa's actions has only reinforced our commitment to those values. I'll continue to share updates as things progress. Thank you again for all your support and advice. It truly means a lot during this difficult time. Another week has passed, and things have reached a turning point. Jonathan has decided to file for divorce. He made this choice after discovering that Vanessa had been planning her scheme months before their wedding. While looking for tax documents on their shared computer, Jonathan came across a folder of her emails. Normally, he would have respected her privacy, but the subject line, "Plan to safeguard the inheritance," caught his attention. Reading through them, Jonathan was devastated. Vanessa had gone through his private records, learned about our family's assets, and developed a strategy to benefit her children. The emails revealed that she intended to present herself as a devoted wife and stepmother before gradually pushing the idea of adding her children to our will. If that failed, she planned to use manipulation and threats. These emails dated back to before their marriage. When confronted, Vanessa didn't deny the evidence. Instead, she accused Jonathan of invading her privacy. She then gave him an ultimatum: either convince us to change our will, or she would make the divorce as bitter and painful as possible. That was the final straw. Jonathan packed essentials for himself and the kids and moved in with us permanently. He's already spoken with a lawyer and started the divorce proceedings. We're still stunned at how quickly things have fallen apart. Chloe and Noah are struggling once again. This is the second major family disruption they've faced, and it's taking its toll. Chloe has become more withdrawn, spending long hours in her room, while Noah has nightmares and shows signs of separation anxiety, not wanting Jonathan out of his sight. We're doing our best to give them a stable, loving environment, but we know it will take time to heal. To create normalcy, we've established a routine: nightly family dinners, homework help, and weekend outings to the park or movies. Vanessa continues alternating between angry messages and pleas for Jonathan to come back. She's even threatened to fight for custody of Chloe and Noah, though she has no legal standing. Jonathan's lawyer assured us her claims are baseless, but they still cause stress. Edward and I are standing firmly behind Jonathan. We're helping care for the children, offering emotional support, and covering legal expenses. Our home may be full, but we see it as an opportunity to strengthen our bond as a family. This crisis has brought us closer together, and we're committed to facing it united. Jonathan has also started opening up more about his marriage. He admits there were early warning signs of Vanessa's controlling behavior, but he brushed them off as personality quirks. He regrets not recognizing the red flag sooner, but we've reminded him that hindsight is always clearer, and he shouldn't blame himself. Chloe and Noah have also begun asking more questions about their mother Laura. We know they're searching for comfort and memories of happier times. Though it's difficult, We've been sharing stories and looking through photo albums together. We want them to understand that it's okay to talk about and miss their mother. I'll share another update once there are major developments in the divorce process. It's been a month since my last update, and here's where things stand. The divorce between Jonathan and Vanessa is in full swing, and it's been challenging for everyone involved. Vanessa is keeping her word about making it difficult. She's contesting everything, from financial matters to parenting arrangements for Chloe and Noah. Even though she has no legal rights to them, she argues that as their stepmother, she should have visitation. Jonathan remains determined to protect his children. Thankfully, his lawyer is very capable and has built a strong case, supported by Vanessa's own emails outlining her intentions to manipulate her way into our will. This evidence has significantly strengthened Jonathan's position. Chloe and Noah continue to struggle but are showing resilience. We've arranged counseling for them, which is helping. Chloe has begun journaling, which her therapist says is a healthy outlet. Noah has joined a sports team, giving him a way to release energy and process his feelings. Jonathan is also improving now that he's taken decisive action. The stress of the divorce remains, but he's no longer torn between his loyalty to us and his misplaced love for Vanessa. His focus is now on his children and building a new life. We've even started to see glimpses of the old Jonathan again. He told a joke recently, something we hadn't heard from him in months. Edward and I continue to support in every way we can, caring for the kids during court hearings and helping Jonathan search for a new home. He feels it's important to establish a fresh start for himself and the children once the divorce is finalized. One positive outcome is that this ordeal has drawn us closer as a family. We've started new traditions, like weekly game nights, which the kids love. Hearing Chloe and Noah laugh again has been wonderful. We've also taken steps to safeguard our assets. With our lawyer's help, we've created a trust for Chloe and Noah, ensuring their futures are secure, regardless of Vanessa's actions. As for Vanessa's children, Caleb and Grace, we feel for them. They are innocent in all of this. Jonathan has even considered reaching out to Vanessa's ex-husband to make sure they're okay. Though this has been a painful experience, we remain hopeful. We know more challenges are ahead, but we'll face them together. Jonathan has started talking about future goals, including a possible career change, and even the idea of dating again someday, though that's far off. Chloe and Noah are also finding stability. They're spending more time with friends, which is good for them. Chloe is considering joining the drama club, something she once felt too shy to try, while Noah's grades are improving again. For Edward and me, this has only strengthened our marriage. We've been each other's support through it all, and I am more grateful than ever for his steady presence.